Yeah. That's it.
Well, here goes Channing. Fairness, a very popular winner of this event when he did win, and you know, a great champion, and you know, he's played like one today.
I'm frustrated. I've come back with no chips. I'm on a table where no one's got any chips. I want to get on and play some poker. The TV table is awkward because people play differently. You know, I re-raised a guy. He wants to think for 5 minutes and ask me what I've got and stuff. He's got ace queen on the button. You know, if we weren't on TV, he'd have called immediately. And it just winds you up. You know, I got a bit wound up, but I don't think I did too much wrong. I made one raise with a 7 deuce that was a bit over extravagant. I don't need to be doing that, but I don't think other than that, I don't think I did much wrong really.
I got very lucky and had a few setup coups. I think any decent player would have probably more chips than I finished the day with. Main thought is there's a long way to go. That chip counts don't matter on day one. I'm just still in. That's what I'm happy about.
Well, this will be some fun. Moving into seat number 1, it's the Camel. Longtime UK player Keith Hawkins was the chip leader of the tournament when they started off day 2 with 100+ thousand. Now he's got about 89. Still a load of chips. And moving into seat number 5, Barry Donovan. The young Irishman, also a sole survivor, and he's got plenty of chips. This table will change. Parg, looking at the chips on this table, the thing that obviously stands out is the top stacks all in the top 3 seats. And is classic strategy going to be for Keith Hawkins on the right there to shut it down?
Well, a lot of players would in Keith's position, but Keith is you know, a very aggressive player. That's the way he plays. So you know, a lot of players would shut it down in Keith's spot, you know, because he's got himself you know, with 2 big stacks to his left to kind of see what happens. But I don't think that's what's going to happen with Mr. Hawkins.
He is an imposing figure, this Dr. Hoff.
Is that really his name?
Yes, it is. And he has quality. Apparently, he's a doctor of medicine. I'm happy to find out he's not a doctor of anything else, really.
The race, 3,500.
And this is nearly sick from Frost. I mean, he's raising into. I mean, what's up with that?
Well, it's a little bit of reverse psychology involved. From what we've seen of Roycroft, I think he may well call this.
I mean, Frost is only,
especially with the, you know, the raise haven't come from the button. He may well be contemplating a re-raise.
You know, Frost is on 18 big blinds, Parg. I mean, this feels to me like this might have been a plan that might not have been the right mission, the greatest mission in the world. I don't know.
I'm not crazy about it.
He's got it. This is about the best flop he could have hoped for, and he's going to have to just ship him, right?
If you raise with 7 deuce, I mean, if you flop bottom pair and you know, the highest card on the highest card on the board is an 8.
Bet 4,000.
Oh.
Player goes all in.
Well, he's not shirking his duty. Yeah. And Roycroft at this stage.
In fairness to Frost, I mean, after playing the 7 deuce,
all in is 15,000.
He's certainly been prepared to follow it through.
Yeah. He maybe knew what he was doing. And
you might think he's Swedish.
11,250.
Roycroft not delighted about this, but is he going to start thinking about the pot size? No.
No, he's a little ambitious, I think. Nice recovery from Frost.
1,000 to play.
Well, about 4 years ago, Ewan Jones would have been on nearly everyone's list as one of the top players in Europe. This Welshman, though, been a bit under the radar lately, but his game hasn't deserted him. And I kind of think, Parg, that when you think about Ewan Jones, he might be a guy that a lot of people might not know as much anymore, but they should be scared of him.
Well, I think the Paddy Powers people would know him quite well because he did when Paddy Power had their Grand Slam tournament maybe 3 or 4 years ago. He was one of the star men on the Welsh team.
That's right. And
I did him, Mark Williams, and a few guys they found in the street who claimed to be Welsh. You know, Ewan's a guy who can, you know, who can do it either way. I mean, you know, I've seen him play tight. I've seen him run over the table.
All in.
Roycroft has opened this up, and he's made a very quick call.
Yeah, I don't like that from Roycroft. I think he may have shown a little bit lack of live experience there, and that he called that very, very quickly.
Needs a bit of help.
He also may be guilty, Parg, of not actually seeing how many chips Lars had. I think he didn't realize that Lars had chipped up in a few hands ago. And this is this now. Look at this pot that Frost has managed to be playing here.
Here's the bonus.
That opens up potential for a few split pots, which Roycroft would gladly embrace right now.
Ace, Jack, 5.
Yeah, that's pretty much the story. The 8 or the 5 for the split, the Jack for the win. All the rest are Frost's double up. And this is as you said, this is going to change the game.
Yeah.
And that is a crippling blow for Ed Roycroft. Now he'll still have a nice stack, but it's more in the average stakes.
You know, there is a case, you know, when somebody re-raises you all in. I mean, you're right, you should check out, see how many chips they have. But I mean, there's other questions you have to ask yourself. And it's, you know, what happens if I win this, or what happens if I lose this? A feature of this tournament last year was the way the structure worked out. You know, the play at the business end of the tournament was everybody, you know, even the short stacks had a bit of play left.
Speaking of play, Ewan Jones opening up wide and called quickly, twice behind. We could have a sort of the one thing you don't really, you're not delighted about when you raise the Queen 3, getting called by everybody. I mean, that makes it very difficult for you.
Yeah, it certainly narrows the range of the flops that you're going to feel comfortable on.
I so wish I got involved in this one.
And this 4 ways for the flop. And just with the customers in and the stack sizes, I predict fireworks.
Bet is 4,000.
It's a nice little bet from the camel. He's betting just over half the pot. Sorry, I beg your pardon. He's betting just over a third of the pot. I mean, he's screaming out for a raise here.
Right. The last thing you expect here is for Keith to have 3 6s, which is exactly what he's got, right? I mean, this is as tricky as it comes. And look what he's induced.
I mean, he's actually trying to find Ewan with an overpair here to raise him, but it's actually worked out even better that he's got Ewan to raise him with absolutely nothing.
All in.
And that is levels on levels, Parg. It could look crazy if you see it, but what it is 2 very good players outthinking each other.
Exactly.
Parg, there's Ken Doherty, and he's got chips like 70K.
Yeah, I mean, he had a big upward progression yesterday all day long and finished up with 41,000 and was very, very excited at the end of the day.
He is so not here to make up the numbers, and I mean, there's no accident. He can play.
Sure. I mean, like I was talking to for 10 or 15 minutes at the close of play last night. He was one happy camper.
Look how focused he is, and in training you can see for the World Championships of snooker. I mean, he's like looks like he's in a form of his life right now, doesn't it?